Hoarder here. I am just here on a Saturday morning, February, 26th, 2022. It's actually my son's birthday. And I just wanted to get on here and talk with you guys for a little bit, a few observations that I've had in the CNFT space, but also kind of bring that around to what's going on in my life. So maybe some people will join me. If we do, then maybe I'll do some questions, stuff like that. But more, I want to just talk and kind of just let you guys know what's going on in the life of Hoarder. All right. So there we go. So I own a gym. I have owned a gym for the past decade. It's just it started out as a CrossFit gym, and now it's kind of blended into a few other things that we offer at our gym. So ran this gym for over a decade now, and recently I've teamed up with another individual, a partner that has a few gyms that come in and we kind of are meshing together. And with that, there's been a lot of changes. So we did it out of necessity. Our gym was basically, we were kicking out more money than we were bringing in since 2020 with the downturn in the gyms and the COVID and everything. So anyway, we decided that we needed to either get out or find a new solution, and the solution was to bring in this new partner. And we've made some decisions, and one of the big decisions that we've been working to make and working to bring about is to equalize memberships. I've had the same members for like a decade, some people for 7-8 years, and they're grandfathered into these like old rates that were way lower than what our expenses have become. Anyway, long story short, it was necessary to equalize these memberships and have everybody be on the same page. It's something I've been dreading as a business owner for years. I put it off because I really care for these people in my community. Anyway, and so long story short, this is kind of me just rambling, but we ended up putting out the email. We made some personal calls, putting out the email yesterday, and we put it on Facebook on our private group page. I didn't really want that to happen, but my partner put it out there, so I rolled with it. It's just how it is with life. And out of this post came a lot of negativity, and it was amazing to me. The ones that were negative are ones that I've created these closest bonds with, and yet they were the ones that were berating us about our changes, and like there was just a lot of negativity when it came to the changes that had to be made. So as I was going through that, a lot that came out. There's like 2 or 3 negative comments, but they were super negative and super cutting. So it was from somebody that I really cared about. But out of that came a bombardment of positivity and of understanding. So, I mean, there's a lot of positive with it, but you always stick to the negative. And I've noticed that. So I kind of noticed that in the CNFT world. And it hurts me to see these small projects, ones that I really love, that I talk to them personally, and I see how they are working for just putting their heart and soul into their projects. And then something goes wrong, and all of a sudden it's just all this negativity comes out. Cornucopias is a really good example, recent example, and Dirtbird's technology. Yesterday wasn't as smooth sailing as they would have hoped. There was a lot of demand, and there were some mistakes, and there were some things that were out of their control that they had to fix on the fly. And I believe they did a great job on it. I was one of them too. I was 100 in line, and then all of a sudden I was 10,000th, right? And it was frustrating. I was messaging Geek Derp and trying to get answers just like everybody else was. And it was frustrating, and I totally understand where everybody was coming from. Now for me, luckily, after refreshing, for 30 minutes, 45 minutes after they made the fix, all of a sudden I was now 70th in line, and I was able to mint my 3. But even if I hadn't been able to, I would have understood. And I think that's a difference that people need to kind of come around. This technology is new. It's a lot of hard work that's going to be put into it to make it viable for everyone to use. We're on the cutting edge of technology here, and I feel like people aren't patient enough, and people aren't kind enough to these developers who are putting all this time and effort in. So I guess my video is a little bit selfish because I'm going through a really tough time with my people that I've known for 10 years and built this business around, and having them have this backlash because we're making necessary changes. But also seeing that in the CNFT world, which I really care about as well. And I care about the development of this CNFT world, and I care about the development of Cardano. I guess my plea to everyone is be positive. The negativity that you have and that you carry and that you put out into the world is not going to help the situation. Express your concerns so we can see development, but then remember you're talking to human beings who are starting businesses. Some of them have never had a business before, and they're starting a new business. Some of them have had a business, but they are dealing with technology that isn't developed yet. So there's so much out there that there's no reason to react the way I see people react. Maybe you disagree and maybe you feel like there should be more done, but technology takes time. These people are really working towards, they're working towards greatness. I mean, it takes time. This is a new product, and these projects are brand new. They're developing partnerships. It takes time, guys. And I just hope that we can be patient, but while we're patient and while we're dealing with these issues, I hope we don't take it out on each other. I would rather see projects like today's the farmer market. I love that Veggie is doing this farmer's market because it's bringing these projects together. It's not separating them. They're not accusing one another for, bad practices or anything. They're bringing each other together and bringing about something positive. And I really appreciate the Vegemate community for that, and the devs over there. They do an amazing job at bringing people together. And the Dirtbirds community is another one, a great community. And I know that everybody, it's a struggle at times. I know it's frustrating on both ends as they deal with this technology issues, but I just hope as a community, I'm just a collector. I was very frustrated too. You could ask Dave. I was talking to Alex, one of my Dirtbirds buddies, community buddies, and he's like, I'm just sick of you bitching and moaning about this. But I was in the moment, I'm like, I'm not gonna get my sprinters. Like, I was here on time, I was doing everything right, and I'm not going to get my sprinters. And I was upset, but it was more of, I was like sad as a collector. I was gonna have to get them on secondary. But I understood. I mean, if you were frustrated, just imagine how frustrating it was for the developers who have put so much work into this, and they expected it to go off without a hitch, and they were dealing with issues. Just be aware that your words, out please. I'm talking right now. Okay, awesome. 1 second. I'll talk to you in a second. Just imagine how people are feeling when they're developing. Sorry, that was my son. It's his birthday. So anyway, so I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk. I appreciate these comments. Making friends and supporting one another will help the whole community grow. I agree with that, Kev G. The space is early. There will be bumps along the road. I agree with that as well. It takes time, guys, and it's something that I just hope that we can come together and be more positive. And I don't want to ramble on and say the same thing over and over again, but be positive, support your community, support your projects. If you love a project that's not well known, please post about it. Tell people about it. These small projects need our support as big as the big projects, more so. As a small business owner, the support from other people around us keep us going. If we don't have that, these small projects will disappear. That goes for small stake pools as well. Stake pools will have the same effect if we aren't supporting them and jumping on there and supporting them out of these multi-stake pools. So there's lots that needs to be done. I just hope that we can support each other as a community. I hope that we can give some good to the world. There's too much negativity in this world. There's no reason for the hate that we see in this world, and we can be that difference. But we have to consciously do that. And that's my goal with this YouTube, with my Twitter account, with any kind of role that I take. I'm always going to be looking out for those small projects. I'm always going to be working to give people small projects that are hard workers and that are developing a cool product that is well known, not well known. So my goal is to give you guys some knowledge on those projects, while also obviously talking about the bigger projects that I'm impressed with and what they're doing. So that's all I have really for today. I just really hope that everybody is having a good Saturday, a good weekend. Support each other, be kind, and keep on buying those CNFTs. Love you guys, I really do, and I'm really excited to be in this space. Keep on following me, and keep on commenting and bring this community together. And have a good Saturday. Hoarder out.